Good, happy Thursday afternoon. I'm Riley King. Welcome to your coronavirus disease, COVID-19, what you need to know. Welcome to this Thursday afternoon edition. Let's dive into everything you need to know on COVID-19 updates. Let's take a look at your coronavirus in New Hampshire. Key information first. And here's a look at that COVID-19 in New Hampshire. There are 3,299 number of people in New Hampshire who have tested positive for COVID-19. 1,388,002 number of people in the United States who have tested positive. 150 number of deaths from COVID-19 in New Hampshire. 326 number of people who have been hospitalized with COVID-19 in New Hampshire. And 83,715 number of deaths from COVID-19 in the United States. This map of New Hampshire shows you current cases in New Hampshire of COVID-19. Salem, 104. This map here shows you total cases of COVID-19 in New Hampshire. Salem, 197. And now let's take a look at this chart. New cases each day in New Hampshire. In the purple, daily new positive COVID-19 cases. In the orange, new hospitalizations. And in the red, deaths. This chart here, current cases. In the purple, current COVID-19 cases. And in the orange, current hospitalizations. In this chart here, total cases of COVID-19. Total positive COVID-19 cases. Total hospitalizations. In the red, deaths. And in the blue, recovered. This chart here shows you by age group. This chart here shows you by female and male. This chart here shows you risk information. This chart here shows you race/ethnicity of cases. And this chart here shows you percent of New Hampshire population. And again, your common symptoms: fever, lack of smell, cough, chills, and difficult breathing. How it spreads, and prevention tips. And now let's take a look at your coronavirus crisis in Massachusetts, the latest map and data. Let's take a look. COVID-19 cases in Massachusetts. Number of cases, 80,497 total cases in Massachusetts. 5,315 deaths contributed to COVID-19. This chart here, day by day cases, and then in the yellow, 7-day average. And then you can see cases by location, as you can see on here. Deaths, hospitalizations, patients tested, number of positive tests each day, demographics, infections by race, and deaths by race. Quarantining. And that is a look at the information for Boston, Massachusetts area. Maine CDC reports 3 new coronavirus-related deaths, 50 new cases. The Maine Center for Disease Control and Prevention on Thursday announced 3 new coronavirus-related deaths and 50 new cases. The number of Mainers with coronavirus have died is now at 69. The new deaths are woman in her 90s from Cumberland County, a man in his 80s from Cumberland County, and a man in his 60s from Pennsylvania County. The 50 new cases bring the total number of cases in Maine to 1,565. 136 of those cases were classified as probable. The number of confirmed cases are likely an underrepresentation of the actual amount of cases in Maine, since not all individuals are being tested. The Maine CDC said 958 people have recovered from the virus, an increase from 15 from Wednesday. Taking away reported deaths and patients who have recovered, there are 538 active cases compared to 506 on Wednesday. Coronavirus updates. Another upstate NYC region can start gradual reopening. Happening right now, Governor Andrew Cuomo is speaking and giving a briefing update right now. A fourth region of upstate New York has met the criteria to gradually reopening, Governor Andrew Cuomo said. The North Country is sprawling rural swath that includes the Androscoggin Mountains met all 7 benchmarks the state requires before selected businesses can be approved for reopening, according to the administration. New York's southern tier, the Mohawk Valley and Finger Lakes, previously met the standards, and the regions are preparing to reopen in phases as early as Friday, tomorrow. Cuomo said that hospitalizations and ICU patients were both down. New cases were up a little bit per day on Tuesday, but overall still down. There were 166 lives lost, down from the day before. And also, we can tell you, the mayor of New York announces expanded COVID-19 testing in NYC. Mayor Bill de Blasio announced that the city is expanding its COVID-19 testing efforts. Now people with symptoms, regardless of age, chronic conditions, or occupation, can get tested. Also, people who have been in contact with a confirmed patient or those who work in a congestion residential setting. There have now been 100 cases of pediatric multi-system inflammatory syndrome detected in New York City, 55 of whom tested positive for COVID-19 or antibodies. One child has died. Still, de Blasio said it was a good day for the city, with all 3 indicators: hospitalizations, ICU visits, and percentage of people testing positive down. And now let's take a look at your COVID-19 information for DC, Maryland, Virginia, and West Virginia. In DC, there are 6,736 cases and 358 deaths. Maryland, 35,903 cases and 1,748 deaths. Virginia, 26,469 cases and 927 deaths. In West Virginia, 1,427 cases and 60 deaths. And now let's take a look at the coronavirus information for North Carolina. Here are the latest updates for COVID-19 the disease caused by the novel coronavirus. "1:30 p.m. Sampson County health officials reported 18 new COVID-19 cases in the county for a total of 211 laboratory-confirmed cases. 11 o'clock a.m. North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services reported the state's largest single-day increase of cases with 6,091 new COVID-19 laboratory-confirmed cases and 18 adult deaths. So far, 16,507 cases and 615 deaths have been confirmed. 16% or 116 new cases are in Mecklenburg County. Now let's take a look at the coronavirus information in Florida. Overall, 43,400 cases of COVID-19 in Florida. Death toll climbs to 1,087. 875. Sorry about that. According to Department of Health, there are 43,210 total cases of COVID-19 in Florida as of Thursday. At least 1,875 Florida residents have died from COVID-19. Coronavirus Los Angeles updates. LA County confirms 47 additional deaths and 1,264 new cases. Take a look at each of the counties. Los Angeles County, 34,428 confirmed cases and 1,659 deaths. Orange County, 3,749 cases and 80 deaths. Riverside County, 5,343 confirmed cases and 228 deaths. Santa Bernardino County, 3,153 cases and 138 deaths. In Ventura County, 725 cases and 24 deaths. In San Diego County, 5,278 cases and 194 deaths. Now let's take a look at the coronavirus updates for the rest of the world. NYC has 100 kids with COVID-19 associated illness. Of those 100 children, 555 tested positive for coronavirus or antibodies. Today's biggest developments. Mall of America will reopen retail stores on June 1st. Jersey Shore will open in time for Memorial Day weekend. NYC has 100 kids with COVID-19 associated illness. And thank you for joining us for this afternoon edition of Coronavirus Disease COVID-19, What You Need to Know. Have a great rest of your afternoon, everyone. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another edition. Goodbye, everyone.